So why? Okay, so the problem is that we want to disallow people who are shoplifters from going into the Walgreens, right?
Yeah,
And if that was right, and I mean that's the mission.
what middle ages solution do you have here? Like their hands get zapped when they touch the thing.
Well, it sounds like you've heard the idea before.
It's like a fly catcher. Oh my gosh! Stop.
Okay,
Yeah.
and also a lot of them wear masks.
Yeah, welcome back, huh? After the last episode, we're back to our classic format, Max. How's it feel?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Living in the computer screen. It's cool. I do like our in-person episode as well, though. I like recording. But
Should
that
we do
being
more of
said,
those?
yeah, let's definitely do more of those. I think it did well.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Talk to me.
so you talk to me actually. So what we're gonna do is Max has a couple of ideas he's going to present to me. We've done this in the past, and we're going to explore which idea is going to be the one that we dive into next time when we do another episode of In the Future. So Max, like you said, talk to me. What are some of these ideas that you've got?
Awesome. Okay, so obviously went on my daily evening walk, get the steps in, still at it. I think I have like
10K a day, right? 10K a day?
10K a day. I think I'm on a 130-day streak, which is very nice.
Congrats, dude. That's hard.
Thanks, man.
I'm on a 0-day streak.
Awesome. Congrats.
Not proud. Not proud.
Totally off topic. One of the things that I noticed is the more habit chains you have, the easier it is to maintain multiple habit chains. Like this one combined with just like reading for 20 minutes a day every morning, plus stretching for 15 minutes every day. All of those together, you almost don't want to break any of them because it's just so much that's going to collapse at the same time.
I agree with that. And I think you brought up, and sorry, not to diverge, but I think it's important for viewers listening to this as well. Like reading a book, like that's one of the things I do in the morning with like some coffee or some tea. Reading a book in the morning kicks off your day, and or a chapter in a book, a couple pages, really kicks off a good habit for the day. You're like, oh, maybe I'll clean the dishes now, or maybe I'll organize, or maybe I'll get dressed so I can go for that walk. Like in Max's case, he's going to go for his 10K steps. For me, it's like, I'll get ahead of before my daughter wakes up. I'm going to go ahead and get her ready for school, for daycare. So I agree. That chain really starts your day off strong. And to me, it's a game changer for sure.
Especially that alone time, like where nobody, like you have a wife and a baby. So it's like, two elements that can bother you. I wake up 3 hours before my wife so that I can just get that alone time. I think that to me is much more important than the activity. It's just before you dive into work where it's just like constant bombardment of somebody needs something from you. Yeah. That's your time. And the reason I like reading in the morning versus at night is my brain is completely empty and clear. And when I'm reading, I can like make more chains, more connections to things that I wouldn't have otherwise. So like my takeaway from the reading is much more interesting in my case.
Yeah. I agree. I think just having that time to think. Game, and you do meditation too, right? As part of that.
Yeah. Okay. For me, I've actually found that stretching is just like another form of meditation, like those 15 minutes doing the Peloton app. To stretch is just, you're still focused on your breathing. You're still focused on, like every movement that you make. So I actually find it substituting meditation.
Yeah, that is true to your point, because you're basically focused on your body, right? You're like, I'm going to do a stretch. You're breathing to make sure you're stretching, so you're not really distracted by a couple of things. Also,
I clear my mind. I clear my mind completely. Like if a thought comes in, out it goes.
Yeah, here's a suggestion for anybody. I mean, what's best for yourself, but like even like no phone while you're doing that. Like I know some people like to spin on the cycle. Like some people like to do the bike and have like, I don't know, let's say Instagram or like YouTube or TikTok open. It's like you'll feel a lot. I'll tell you right now, you'll feel a lot better just not having that open. It sounds silly because you're not being entertained or whatnot, or getting your dopamine hit, but it just makes it puts everything that's around you at that moment much more important versus what's happening miles away from you.
Totally. Should we get back on track?
Yeah, let's go back on track. Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and get to these ideas. What are we thinking?
Let's do it. Okay, so I have about 6 ideas here. I think realistically we're going to get through 3 or 4. Okay. So we're going to try to cherry pick some good ones. Okay, here's the first one.
Hit me.
Again, I just assembled these onto a Word doc like 20 minutes before this recording. So some of these are raw, half-baked, but I think there's merit. And I would love for the audience to comment on the ones that they want us to explore deeper into the next in the next episode.
Please,
And also, please go
please
ahead. Go ahead.
comment. Please comment.
Yes.
Please. We want to hear
Yes.
from you.
Beg.
Please.
There it is. That's gonna be the thumbnail. Like
You got
have
the
prayer
comment.
hands.
Yeah. That'll be the title of this video too, by the way, y'all. It'll
Please
say,
comment.
you finally got to why this video is called this. Please comment.
Okay, so here's the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read this. Okay, have you ever ordered delivery through Instacart?
Yes.
Interesting experience, right? It's basically like someone is getting paid to shop for you. Right? It's such a like first world.
I don't do it
experience.
often. I don't think
neither.
I've done it since, but we've tried it once, twice. It's just pricey, but yeah, I get it.
It's pricey. Sometimes you just need it, right? Like during the pandemic, a lot more people used it because nobody
Doing
wanted
it
to leave their
Instacart.
apartments, and it was just like it was kind of a lifesaver. So
Totally.
all
That
those
I
people.
agree with. And well, except for the people that are actually going to do the shopping, but yeah, put themselves at risk. Thank you.
Obviously, yes, thank you. Obviously, neither of us have ever been the gig worker, so we don't have as much insight into what really happens there. But I cannot believe it's raining again, dude. I feel like we live in Seattle for the last 2 weeks.
The last couple days, yeah.
It's just back to back rain. Back on topic. So one of the things that I noticed, I was at Walgreens yesterday, and there were 2 or 3 Instacart people just like zombies around the aisles, just like very slowly looking for the item that they need to pick up. No idea where the item is. Like the struggle was real, man. You could just see it on their face that they were like calling the person saying that, oh, hey, this item's not there. Do you need something instead? Or they were bothering the person that works there, not bothering, but asking them for like where the item is. Very inefficient all around. One of the things that I was thinking,
who are they calling?
the customer saying like, hey, they don't have the green apples.
Oh, okay.
Do you
I
want
thought
red
you meant
apples?
they were calling like somebody at like the Walmart. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
No, but the other idea is actually connected to what you just said, and we'll get to it later. So my question in my mind immediately became, how do you make it easier for Instacart delivery people to just like scan the aisles, right? To just like know where the item is that they're looking for as soon as they go into the store, right? Because people are going to have like 15 items that they want. They're all in very different aisles. You have no idea where they are. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go very high level on this, but if you recognize that there is a problem, that it's an inefficient process currently, the question becomes, or like the problem statement becomes, how do you make it easier for Instacart people to find the items quicker? And the reason we want them to do this quicker, I'm going to give you 3 reasons. Number 1, the customer would get their items faster, which is already you get the item you want. You're just feeling better as a customer. It makes for a happier experience with Instacart.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure.
And benefit number 2, if these delivery people were able to find the items faster, is the couriers can do more trips and earn more money because they're spending less time inefficiently searching for items. Benefits them. Also, they get better scores from customers because they get the items delivered to them faster. So like that same gig worker is going to get more gigs in the future. 3, stores won't have Instacart shoppers wandering the aisles in that zombie state that I observed. So like sometimes they're Instacart shoppers. Sometimes you just don't know, like, is that person, I don't know, trying to steal something, right? Like it's not like they're wearing Instacart coats, which is like a real thing.
I don't know.
It's a real thing.
Whole Foods, I've seen them with like, I don't know if they're Instacart. They might be more Amazon, but I've seen them with like, they've got like the outfit.
I think the Amazon thing, like I think the Amazon is doing it the correct way. Like you should label the people and just like you understand. If you work in the store, you should help them because you understand kind of now why they're there. They're there on a mission.
I think like a vest is fine, right?
Yeah. B, it also just like splits them from like someone. Honestly, in New York City lately, like people are just like stealing from stores, and so like you want to know like what's the intent of that person. So like okay, so stores won't have Instacart shoppers wandering the aisles. So win. Whenever I see like multiple wins in one column, it tells me okay, proceed with the idea. Now, how do we make it easier for these guys and gals to find the items? I think there's 2 different approaches. Both have merit. I would love for the audience to and you to kind of guide us in the direction. So number 1, I think that stores like Walgreens, CVS, things like that, like they have generally similar layouts. And so imagine if you were an Instacart gig worker, a delivery, a picker, I believe is what they're called. So you would go into the store and you would just see the layout. Like, okay, you know the item that you need. I know I need toothpaste. Okay, that's usually in aisle 6 or in this particular store on First Avenue in Manhattan, right? I think that it would be very interesting for it to be user generated content where other gig workers say like, "Hey, I found this item here," or "I have found this
Oh,
item
interesting.
here,"
Wait, but you're
and then you could just search for the item like, "Hey, I need Kleenex tissues," or "I need
tissues. Yeah, yeah.
Huggies diapers," right? And it's just like that keyword automatically pulls up, the list of like other people who have said it's in this aisle. So that's one.
Also,
So I think,
crowdsource it. Crowdsource
yeah,
it.
crowdsource it, yeah. And so like that way you don't like. I think the obvious question would be, well, why can't like Walgreens just provide the layout? I don't think you want them involved as much because it creates like you need permission from them. I think it's
I guess
much
that's
more.
what I was. Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah,
that too.
yeah. I anticipate your thoughts, man. So
Yeah.
okay, so the
I
first one is
see.
user.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. Now, I think you're like initially when you said the crowdsourcing, I was like, oh, dude, I don't know. But then, like, as soon as like the more I thought about it, the more it kind of makes sense.
yes, yes.
Um,
Welcome to the tribe. Go on, go on.
but no. I'm thinking like the flow of it. Why would they submit? Why would they give like? Why are they incentivized to provide where it was?
Because it benefits all of them. The more so, like you would think that a picker is competing against a picker, but all of
Yeah,
them collectively are able to get those items faster to the customer. They're able to get more gigs as a result. So the
yeah,
more people who actually contribute, the better off the experience is for all of them.
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a very like. I think we're assuming then that these couriers are going to be like I could see some of them just being in a rush and being like, I found this like whatever, like the next person will add it. So I feel like it's a great idea. My thing is like I wonder if we can have a carrot there in front of them to
Like
like
build in
yeah.
kudos or incentive of some sort. Yeah.
Or like, but like right there, like the kudo, like the carrot is, it's going to be easier for you next time. Like that's like that makes sense. But I think in the moment when like you're like in a crowded like Sunday supermarket potentially, you're probably is it like as simple as like just take a photo of it and then it's
That's what
like
I'm thinking. Yeah.
an LLM because that I think is like that's easy. Take a photo, LLM knows exactly where it like somehow I don't know
And that
relative
yeah,
to the other products.
yeah.
Maybe it knows to say, hey, this looks like lane 4 or whatever the aisle is, aisle 4. Want to save it? Yes. Done. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, and also like I think just like with Waze, when somebody reports that a cop is on the side of the road, and then you drive past it and it says, "Hey, is he still there?" And you
Yeah.
kind of like verify it. I think that all of these little things should be built in. Eventually, if I was actually building this company, I would build out the actual map of the store so that you're no longer as reliant on user generated like crowdsourced content. Like you actually know like this has been
Without
verified hundreds and hundreds of times.
yeah. So without actually involving. Well, the thing is, why can't
They're
they
the
do that?
seed. They're the seed, but I don't know that you necessarily need them to continue to do it. Or maybe you do. I
Well,
don't
you
know.
don't need the supermarket itself to be involved. Like I'm
No,
wondering
no, no.
if you go in, like to your point, can't they go there day one and map it out? Like let's send in a person to map this out. One of our employees is going to go in there, just map out the supermarket, and then we keep it up to date with like the crowdsourcing. Hey, is this no
Yeah,
longer accurate?
yeah.
Maybe, yeah, just like that way there's a map. I guess I would imagine the experience is like a search box. Like I'm looking
Hmm.
for Kellogg's.
Yep, yep.
So we're not going to,
If
yeah,
you, I think the typing thing is like V1, V2, but
V2.
eventually,
Okay.
like, can you cross reference it with the Instacart app?
Oh
Because
yeah,
obviously this has to be
that's
separate,
ideal.
so that
That's
it's just
ideal.
like pulling it.
It's
Also, like,
that's ideal. Aisle 4, aisle 5. So
yeah,
you almost have like your route kind of drawn out for you,
almost like footprints. Yeah, it tells you
almost like
exactly where to go.
footprints. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that's
That's
kind of I
cool.
think
That's cool. I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
awesome, awesome. Let's see if our audience
That's like I feel like that's an
agrees.
add-on. I feel like that's an add-on to an existing solution. To me, it feels that way. Like to your point, like an instant. Like this is what I feel like. I don't know if it's a standalone. It feels like Instacart or one of these needs to actually do this as a solution for them.
They should. They should. I actually see this as a standalone, though.
Really,
Maybe
like
acquirable by somebody like Instacart. And also, it's not
you
only for Instacart, right? There's also like Uber Eats would be the same thing, and it's not only Instacart. So it
you
almost
pitch it.
benefits its being as its own thing, and then all of these like courier companies like Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, they all kind of funnel into
Do you
this.
envision it? Do you envision it having supplying the couriers as well?
So, what do you mean?
Like the couriers are going to be part of this company. or just the
No,
software?
I think that the couriers should be interesting. So my point too was actually going to get into that, but I think that the couriers are already acquired and sent out by companies like Instacart, so they should own that. But if I could just dive
Yeah.
into the second one, I think the second way to make this much more efficient for these product pickers is having a central picker inside the store, maybe who we employ, who can help prep all of the items before the Instacart guy even arrives.
Okay, gotcha. That sounds like it needs an agreement with the market,
With who?
with
The
the brick
market?
and
The
mortar,
meaning
the
meaning the
brick and
store?
mortar store. Yeah.
Maybe,
Because you wait, you see like a dude coming in and he's rearranging the corn cans, and it's like,
he's not
don't
rearranging
touch
it.
it.
No, he's not rearranging it, but he has like a shopping cart that's like, hey, this is for Spencer. He's coming in 25 minutes. Let's have his stuff ready. We have Max who's coming in half an hour. Let's gather his stuff off of the shelves so that when Max or Spencer walk
Oh,
in,
that's what you mean by a picker. A picker is
yeah,
he's actually the person is like an ex. He's got the
yeah,
technology, or she's got the technology, so she picks. She's like optimized to pick the
just
best
knows the
way.
store inside out, and she's just like, here you go,
Couriers,
out.
yeah, couriers come out and pick it up. Yep.
And they pick it up, they pay, they bounce. That's it. Easier for everyone. We take a cut. All of the check boxes above still, still benefit.
I feel like that works on
Um,
a Sunday. I feel like that works on a Monday. Will that work on a Wednesday night, Thursday
what do you
night?
mean? What is that? Is that a philosophical question?
Yeah, why? No, because of the traffic at a supermarket. Like supermarkets are really busy on a Sunday and a Monday, or even like, but like a Tuesday, Wednesday night. As somebody who goes to the supermarket multiple times a week, I'll say that like I picked up on this. Like Wednesday night, it's nobody. Like, can we afford? Can we have the picker there? Still, again, these are nitty gritty details actually that don't matter right now. That's more like financial shit. Like, oh, do we want to pay
Yeah.
somebody to just like sit around and? But yeah, I think the idea is great. Maybe we should go to the next idea because we're already at 17 minutes.
How many? Okay, so maybe we have like time for
Two?
one or two, maybe. Okay,
Yeah. Well,
sticking. Do you want to stick with an idea in the same? Let's okay. Let's. Here's a totally separate idea, but
go
related
for it.
realm. So I know the answer to this, but have you been to a Walgreens or a Target in the last like 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, right?
Walgreens, I think, and Walmart too. Yeah. Well, you said Walgreens, or what's the other one?
Target,
Target.
Walmart,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
It was a Target
I
like
don't.
last month.
Do we even have a Walmart in New York?
Not
I feel
within
like
the
we do.
city, but we do. We have it in the suburbs.
Okay, okay. Everything is locked up behind glass, dude. Everything.
Wait, at
Go to the wall,
Walgreens?
dude. Go to the Walgreens on First Ave.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I don't
Everything
know if I
is
have that.
locked up on First Ave. It is insane to me. But
Everything? Nah, not here, man.
I mean, like most things. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like
Okay, okay,
most,
okay,
mo-
okay.
most. But seriously, dude, I encourage you to check out that store.
But I know what you're talking about. Like they have
It's insane.
Target's not locked up at all. By the way, the Target I went to. So
All
the
right, I'll
Target
share.
the Target you went to is locked up.
The
Everything's
Walgreens I
locked
went
up.
to is locked up. I usually go to
Not
Walgreens.
Target. But not Target.
Now I'm going to challenge myself to go to every Target in New York City and find one that has locked up stuff in it.
San
Anyway,
Francisco has this, but I know the concept. I know exactly what you
yeah,
mean.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the shoplifting went up and people like
Dude,
had to lock.
retail
Post pandemic. I think it's gotten better, to be fair, but yeah.
I do think it's gotten better. But seriously, go to the one on First Ave. Retail theft is absolutely insane.
Hmm.
I think I found the solution though. Let me share this with you. So are you familiar with Amazon? Okay, actually, hold on. Let me back up. Why is it locked up? Just explain it for the
Because
audience.
people I would assume because people are stealing and security is not able to prosecute them or hold them down.
It's crazy. And there's just no consequence legally.
There's no problem. Yeah,
It's
under
gonna,
$900, I think.
especially in New York, it's a revolving
And
door.
San
If you
Francisco
do
is
get
even
arrested,
worse, but yeah.
insane. So why? Okay, so the problem is that we want to disallow people who are shoplifters from going into the Walgreens, right?
Yeah.
And if that was right, I mean that's the mission. And if that,
I'm like, what middle age solution do you have here? Like their hands get zapped when they touch the thing.
well, it sounds like you've heard the idea before.
It's like a fly catcher. Oh my gosh! Stop.
Okay,
Yeah.
and also a lot of them wear masks, right? And that's kind of
Oh yeah. But that's
totally neither here nor there, but it is
Yeah.
it is an unfortunate event. So I was thinking, okay, so if the goal is to get people who do not belong there, or to be to not be allowed in the store, how do we make that happen?
Yeah.
I keep coming back to. Are you familiar with Amazon's model, where
They
basically
charge you when you get in and out.
that's
Like
the
right.
separate part. That's the separate part of it. But the
Okay.
entrance into the store
You
of
need to put a credit card in, right?
you either put a credit card or you scan the Amazon app into it, um, or I think it's called Amazon One. I believe that's what those
Amazon Go, I
locations are
think.
called.
Amazon
Amazon
Go,
One or
if I'm
Amazon Go. I don't know. I have a screenshot here. So that's the thing, right? Like if you scan the Walgreens app to gain entry into the store instead of just a door that opens up for everyone, immediately you stop people who do not belong there from walking in. That's it.
well, I don't have the yeah. I agree. I like the idea. I love the idea of taking the Amazon technology and making it kind of
It's not even Amazon technology. It's just like it's like
well,
at any
they pioneered.
anywhere.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
pioneered it for their store. No, I agree. I like taking this idea and using it situationally in a sense, like when there is an issue in a location, this is what this needs to happen, right? Like you have to scan in.
just
I
a
know
turnstile
for
that blocks
it's a
people.
turnstile. Yeah, it's a turnstile. It's like, look, I mean, you want to, if you don't buy anything, whatever, just leave. You'll be fine anyway, right? If you just want to come in here. I think it'll get a lot of pushback from people saying, well, then you're, and that we don't have to get into this aspect of it, but it's just saying, not everybody has a credit card if they're poor, or not everybody knows. But
You don't need one. You need the app. That's it.
you need the app. Okay, the app, which is tied to payment though, right? So you don't leave. Or how does, I guess, how does that prevent stealing? Because technically you
sorry.
could still, yeah.
Let's just so you're not confused. Let me split off the two things. So Amazon Go consists of two components. Number one is the entering to the store,
Yeah.
which you scan. Let's just say you scan the app or a credit card or
Yeah.
your palm print, whatever. Part two is cashierless checkout.
Mm-hmm.
Forget
I guess
about
that's,
part.
oh,
Forget
get
about
rid of
part
that.
two.
I thought you were
Forget,
including that. Okay.
no, I'm only talking about part one, which is entry. We do not want bad people walking into these stores.
Well, why can't a
Once
bad person have an app? They can download an app on their phone. I literally see homeless people with phones all the time, smartphones.
they,
It's bizarre.
sure. That's a totally separate topic, which we should talk about. So here's how I would challenge that. Spencer is somebody with the Walgreens app. You scan it, revolving door. The door opens. You go into Walgreens. You check out at the regular cashier, and then you leave. If Spencer walked in, scanned the Walgreens app, stole something, suddenly Walgreens can go in and just say block access. That's it.
Love it. That's
We
pretty
saw this.
simple. Love it.
That's it. Very simple.
It's like you have you can have you want to come back, you're not allowed. That's it.
You're blocked. That's it.
They're,
And here are the additional.
that's
benefits.
great. That's actually that's pretty freaking reasonable.
You're welcome, America. Get rid of all of the locked up items immediately and just put a revolving thing. And here's the other benefit though.
Yeah,
Stores
because
like
if you, sorry, can I just add one important point?
yeah,
And it's not even that,
of course.
but like it's incredible because to your point, wherever the law is, like if you can't prosecute somebody for $900 or less, there's you can't make any excuses for that. That means that the businesses that own these stores need to take matters into their own hand. Nothing that's violent, nothing that's against the law, but something that's very simple. You steal, great. We have the mechanics to keep you out. I love this idea, and I think it's a good idea to discourage it. Like, cool, you'll never come back to CVS.
Exactly, or at least not to that location.
Exactly.
And I would say the additional benefits. So I used to work in CVS, and places like CVS, Walgreens, Target, they all struggle with convincing customers to sign up for loyalty cards. They're like, oh, do you want a loyalty card? No, I don't want the 2-mile long receipt that CVS gives you that I'm never going to use. This approach actually helps Walgreens and CVS and places like that get more people to sign up for the loyalty card. Why? Because that's what you need to unlock the door now. The second benefit, so like obviously the business benefits there, and they get more loyal customers to the brand. Number two, and most important, is work back from the user experience. By having this, it improves the customer experience because we're no longer waiting for employees to come and unlock the product like we're in prison, right? Like that's it, problem solved. And they can continue to check out just like they are. Even Amazon actually rolled back their cashierless checkout thing because it's not really working well. Primarily for like things that you have to weigh, like apples and
that makes sense. Yeah.
So like I'm not even concerned about that, but
no, I think I think
What are we overlooking? What are we overlooking here? Why is that not instituted everywhere?
it's such a I think culturally, I think it's one of the cultural pushbacks. People, and again, I love the idea, but let's say we worked at CVS and we wanted to implement this. One of the things you and I would have to weigh out, let's say executives or whatever leading a region, you and I would have to be like, okay, Max, you and I are gonna prevent loss, right? Like inventory loss, or I forget the term that's used. It's like
Shrinkage.
we're gonna prevent that. At what cost? Some people might get offended by this, right? So we might lose those customers potentially. So it's a balancing act. I think that's the only thing. I think functionally, nothing's overlooked. It works. I think it's a great idea. I think like the social aspects of it are the things we'd have to navigate. CVS is, like who knows with social media, the things that I'll post. CVS now racist, or CVS is now, doesn't want poor people in it, or whatever. Even though it has nothing to do with money, they can frame it up however they want just to get attention, to virtual signal. And somebody's going to do it. Some Redditor somewhere, some Twitter person, or X, they call it now, is going to do that. And I think that's the only thing that we would have to navigate and juggle. But again, from like an idea perspective, bringing it to life, dude, I would love to explore this. And I would actually like to explore those other aspects that come with it, because I think they're pretty interesting.
Even for people who like, the obvious challenge that I see is, well, not everybody has a phone. Okay, great. You could still use a physical Walgreens printout card. It could still be blocked the same way.
Use the card.
Yeah, all of them still have barcodes that are attached to a user profile.
And if they see grandma at the gate struggling, I'm sure somebody would be like, hey, can we help you? Oh, you just need a card. No worries. Give me your phone number. I'm going to print one out for you. Nobody's going to turn her away and be like, no, no card here. Right? It's kind of using kind of that kind of comments, that emotional intelligence to know when situationally. Most people will help the grandma get in, right?
Yeah.
They see a dude with a hoodie coming in, like masked down, and he's trying to get in. They'll probably be like, what do you need? Go get a card.
Or he can get in the first time. That's totally fine.
Oh yeah, totally. But yeah, done. Download the app. You have a phone, download the app. Yeah. But I think all of that makes absolute sense, man. All right.
I think we're only going to get to 2 ideas today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, because now people can pick, between the two.
I lean towards 2. 2's got me excited because 2 is like so. I mean, they're both realistic, but like 2 just feels like it's such a, like, I'm wondering, why doesn't it exist?
I wonder this every single day that I have to ring the bell and wait for the associate to come.
And it's not saying that it's every, right. You're still waiting for something. It's not every single store, right? Like that needs this. It's just, if we're seeing a pattern.
That was a fun sound.
Did you hear that? I wish I could do it again.
Put it on loop.
Maybe I'll add that as an ending. It's like, if it's a solution that you need, buy it. Not everybody needs it. You might not need it in, like, I don't know, a toy store, or what, I don't know, or you live like in rural northern New York, or maybe you don't need it as much. But for any other like, if it's something that I think a lot of big companies would benefit. Honestly, if you create this, you just really need like 1 or 2 key partnerships, like CVS, Walgreens, any of the other ones that are like high visibility, like pharmacies. You have those 3 of those, you can run this as a business.
I just remembered. I remember maybe a couple of years ago, I saw maybe on Shark Tank, maybe somewhere else. There was what food deserts are?
Yeah.
Right.
Where there's lack of fruits and vegetables in a certain neighborhood area, like Fresh Whole Foods.
Yeah.
For those who don't
know. Thank you for the explanation. I remember there were like these standalone, very small, like 200 square foot stores that were placed inside these food deserts, and it kind of operated in a similar way, where they had a sliding door, and you just scanned to go in. I don't even think they had a cashier in there, so you just kind of paid with your credit card. It was very limited items, but it's not. There's some precedent there, right? So it's not like a brand new thing that you can't wrap your mind around. And also, every store has doors today, so all you really need to install is a locking mechanism and a scanning mechanism next to it. And that's
what I was picturing though. It's interesting. I do think it's important that you're talking about a locked door. I know that sounds very like simple, but I think there needs to be a non-menacing way to execute on it. The door might be it. Maybe the door is fine. The door has a scanner. I kind of pictured it being like you at least step in a little bit, and there's like a turnstile thing. I don't know. Maybe that's too like, what do you call it? Like it's a little too dystopian, like a turnstile to get into CVS. Like, boo. Maybe it's just that access to the like. See, or maybe it's just as simple as like Chase Bank. Like what you do with the bank when it's closed after hours, you gotta like.
Yeah, no one's breaking the glass to get in. I do think it's more important to be able to get out safely. Like if there's a fire or anything. You don't need people. You can't have.
You don't need to scan. You get out however you want. You got to make sure one of the things you don't do is have people come in through the exit.
Through the like meaning like when somebody's walking out, they're
walking out. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there needs to be like a net of some sort that just
comes out and just catches them.
Just pulls them into the air. I think we got to wrap it here. We're losing our minds.
The net catches them. He's tried to come in again from the back.
We recognize you from the location in Connecticut.
Yeah. Nice. All right, cool. We'll wrap it up here. And this has been In the Future. We'll catch you next time. And please comment, like we said. We want to hear from you. All right. Later. Catch you next time. Bye.